Hey everyone, it's Pixel Cadet right here. Today it's Tuesday, August 27th, 2024. I reckon I want to do another log entry, and today I want to talk about this thing right here. For those of you who don't know, this is one of the games that I created a while ago. It's called Cardtapult. It's a trading card game where you can build a deck using combination of multiple cards and then battle it out with your friends, and hence the name Cardtapult. Not only this is a card, but you can push this so that it can stand upright like so, and then you can pull it right here and launch it against your enemy, hence the name Cardtapult. Anyway, this is a project that I created for a while. So far I published 2 different decks. One is a forest deck and the other one is a dragon deck, represented by these 2 cards right here. Green is for forest deck and orange for dragon deck. Published it for a while, and then recently I started to get feedbacks about the card game, that more and more people played this game, and I also received feedbacks that it would be cool if we can expand the mechanism a bit more by adding abilities, because so far what I have is 3 type of card. One is the catapult card that can launch projectiles to attack. Second one is a shield to guard your units from incoming projectiles, and the last one is the support card that produces dice every turn. So in a nutshell, it's basically like if you play Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic the Gathering, but instead of having the animation CGI into the card itself, this one it's all tangible and you can raise your monster to do certain activities. Anyway, I started having feedbacks that it would be cool if we can add abilities to the card, and yeah, it just opens up so many a discussion about what kind of abilities I can add to the cards. So after gathering some feedbacks, there are some useful one on my Discord server, and I just decided to revisit this whole project last weekend, and so far I have 3 abilities that I already play tested, and that I'm quite confident enough that if I publish this, it wouldn't break the game, hopefully, because I tested it only over the weekend, and I tested it by myself, so it's pretty limited, but I know that there shouldn't be a chance for these 3 new abilities to break the game. Okay, the first one is this one. Oh, by the way, the new design, if there is abilities, it will be added beside the card name. This one, it's a shoe-shaped abilities. I don't know, I don't have a name for that yet, but the idea here is the card can move within your playing field, and moving this card doesn't cost you action, so you can just move it around whenever you want during your turn. So this is the first ability. The second one is this one. I actually haven't published this deck yet, but I keep using this because you know, I reckon rather than publishing it too early, I would rather add the abilities first, so that, you know, I can just launch everything all together again. Second one right here, I don't have a name for this yet. Maybe I would call it, for now, on my book I wrote it as Stunning Strike, and the idea here is if you attack with this card and that your dice hit the enemy unit and it was a critical, and it turns out critical, and not only it deals damage, but the unit that got hit by this card will turn inactive. why inactive and active is important in this game. Just like TCG, another TCG, you can only interact with an active card in the playing field, and when you draw the card the first time from the deck and place it on the playing field, it's inactive, it's not active yet. And to activate the card, it requires some extra steps, right? And also it's really important because the amount of action you can do per turn is determined by how many active cards do you have on your play field. So if you have 1, 2, 2, you only have one action per turn, and then 2, 2, 3, you will have 2. Wait, no. 3 to 5, you will have 2 action per turn, and when you have 6, you will have 3 action per turn. So yeah, the Stunning Strike I think will be really nice to add as an abilities. And also to balance it a bit, I also decreased the health point for this unit. And yeah, so that's the second ability that I have. And lastly is this one. This is it seems like the most straightforward one, but in reality when I tested it, I'm not sure if it's really working. But this is the third abilities. On my book I wrote it as a salvo, codename salvo, and here you will have an icon of like 2 bullets launch. Yeah, so for this one, what I'm trying to do is like, when you try to launch all the dice, depending on how many catapults a card has, launching all of them only require 1 action to do. So it's not like you need to load 1 by 1, all 3 of them using 3 actions, and then launching them, all 3 of them using another 3 actions. I want to do that as a salvo, so you can just like either load all 3 of them or just 2 and then launch them, and it will only cost you 1 action. Now, it sounds cool and all, it's gonna be like a really nice attacking abilities, but here's the thing. Because of the physical build of the card, there is actually no way to launch this catapult hand 1 by 1. So if I try to pull this first and release it, the other 2 that is already attached to the other catapults will also launch, although really badly. So I don't know if it's gonna work, and if this whole concept, if this card design actually gonna work, because the idea of salvo is like it needs to, the bullet needs to come 1 by 1, like consequentially, not like all 3 at once. So yeah, I don't know if this as a concept or even as a card design works, but that's the ability that I was thinking of. This is another sample of sorry, this is not another sample, this is another card design where I try to fix that. So rather than having 3 or 2 separate launcher attached to one body, I try to create one catapult that has 2 buckets so that you can shoot 2 bullets at the same time. Kind of solved the problem, although it's not really solving the problem of not being able to shoot the bullet consecutively. But having it like this, kind of like, skip that problem entirely. But then still, the problem with this is the accuracy now, because it's really hard to aim, but it's already hard enough to aim using this one, because you first need to gauge your power properly to reach a certain distance. On top of that, now that you have 2 like this, you cannot really predict the trajectory of the bullet. I can leave it as is for now, and maybe just increase the critical damage point or make the abilities even more powerful, so that it's like high risk, high reward situation. But if possible, I want to first fix the problem first before adding other stuff, just to fix or just to like skip over that like inherent problem that hasn't been solved yet. Anyway, I think that's what I'm trying to that's what I work on last weekend. But I'm really happy to reopen this project because I'm a big TCG fan. Collected Pokemon since I was in elementary school. It was in a shoebox until when I moved to Berlin. I left that in my parents' home, and I think it was destroyed by a termite. I was really sad, together with all my mangas. So yeah, it was a bit sad. But anyway, so it's so cool that actually there are plenty of people who played this and came back to me with like some feedback that was really cool. So I think I'm just gonna continue working on this for a bit, and after I'm done, I think I'm gonna release one card as a Patreon exclusive model for this month, and also on top of that, I also want to announce that the other 2 cards that is already published there is gonna be updated with the new abilities. So that's what I want to do as well. And what else? I think that's the update for today. I just remember one more thing. So yesterday, it's nothing really related to the build or project that I've done. This is just like an interesting observation that I have yesterday. And so basically what happened is yesterday from quite early in the morning, I think from 10, not so early apparently, so before lunch around 10 in the morning, the internet in our building was down. And so we had no internet, long story short, for the entire day yesterday. And I just realized that the amount of technology tools that we have at this home, they are all like really highly dependent on internet. The most interesting example is we have this Dyson fan because it's summer here in Berlin and it's really hot, and we just realized the fact that we actually never unboxed the remote because we thought that we can always use our phone to control it and it's always connected. We just realized yesterday the fact that to control your Dyson you need internet, not only Wi-Fi for that. So correct me if I'm wrong, if this is true or not, but yeah, it's insane. Like for instance, my Bamboo Lab, turns out we also need internet so that I can control and upload or print new files remotely from my laptop, and it doesn't require only Wi-Fi, which is super weird. And yeah, so many things. And it's so crazy that first of all, since we moved to this new apartment, it's been 3 years and so far we never had our internet down before at all. So it's been running pretty smoothly so far. And yeah, yesterday I just realized there are so many things that I cannot do like usually. And yeah, it's just realized that most of the stuff that makes my life and my work really convenient requires internet, which is super crazy. Anyway, just want to share that with you. It's a bit interesting, also scary at the same time, because all a person needs to do maybe nowadays is just like cut the fiber optics wire, and it can mess with someone's productivity or something easily. So yeah, that's crazy. And it's so funny because the fact that, for instance, my wife yesterday, she cannot watch her Netflix after dinner and stuff, and she ended up using her phone service to, you know, just like watch one episode, and yeah, it was so funny. But yeah, that's just like something interesting that I realized also yesterday night, because I don't know what to do. I started to, you know, dig around my shelf on my desk, and I found this good old Game Boy Advance emulator that I have for a bit, and I ended up playing Pokemon Red again from beginning. It was pretty fun night, so quite a change in a change of habit for after a while. And yeah, I just decided to play Pokemon Red again, and thanks to this, because I decided to play again using this, I opened old project that I had. I think this is the first time I ever tried to create something using Tinkercad, and I revisit a project to build, or well, not to build, to iterate the Pocket Go grip, and this is the latest iteration that I managed to print this morning. The idea here, because this Pocket Go, it's really nice, super cheap. I think I bought this for 30 euros, and it can play up until PlayStation 1, if I'm not mistaken. So super small, cheap, and powerful. But you know, the build is just too small, so it's, after playing not even for an hour, my hand will already get sore. So I created this Pocket Go grip, and the idea here is I also now added lips like this, and I prolong the grip, and you can just like slide in like so, and there you go. Now it's slightly better to play, which is amazing. And yeah, so actually the internet is back this afternoon, but because I already started playing Pokemon Red, so I need to finish it. That's just the rule. And this is, I think, my fifth time playing Pokemon Red, but I don't care. I think my record is Pokemon Emerald, played so many times. But yeah. Anyway, if you also have Pocket Go, I think this is even the first edition, no one really has it anymore, but if you still has it and still play it and you want a grip like this, I put the model for free. You can find it on Printables, Thingiverse, or Clouds 3D for free. Just type Pocket Go grip and you can find it there, because I can tell you it's really nice to hold. If only I can find a filament that has this same color, black and white, so that it doesn't really mess with my OCD. But anyway, yeah, so that's my update for today. Let me know what you guys think about Cardtapult. What do you think of the new abilities that I came up with? Also, if you have some solution with this problem of how to make the Cardtapult be able to launch bullets separately, and or maybe share your story about suddenly losing your access to internet and how did it mess with your daily life, just like what happened to me yesterday until today, this morning. Anyway, that was the luck entry for today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.